Well, believe it or not, some of the top duos in the NFL today have also played together at the college level. Some of them were both drafted by the same team. Others, well, a little bit of timing and luck allowed them to reunite at the professional level. Here are 14 current NFL teammates who actually played college football together as well.
At TPS, we post videos every single day, so don't forget to click the subscribe button to subscribe. Then click the notification bell to be notified when we post a new video.
And a huge shout out to Bilal Ali for suggesting this video list. We hope you enjoyed, and if you do leave your ideas down below, you never know, we might use one and give you a shout out. Marquise Brown and Mark Andrews, Oklahoma. The Baltimore Ravens turned to some Oklahoma products to rebuild their offense around Lamar Jackson. After snatching the flashy signal caller with the number 32 pick, the Ravens picked up tight end Mark Andrews with the number 86th pick. Andrews was the 2017 John Mackey Award winner, and he earned a pair of first-team All-Big 12 selections. Not to be outdone by his Oklahoma teammate, speedy wideout, Marquise Brown earned first-team All-American and first-team Big 12 selections in his final year of college. The Ravens took him with the number 25 pick in the 2019 draft. These two, along with Jackson, now form one of the game's most promising offensive trios. Devin Smith and Ezekiel Elliott, Ohio State. The Buckeye superstars spent 2 seasons together once Elliott came aboard in 2013. The duo led Ohio State to a blowout win over the Oregon Ducks in the 2015 National Championship game. Smith was drafted with the 37th pick by the New York Jets in 2015. Injuries unfortunately derailed his tenure with the Jets, and Smith was released in 2018. 1 year later, the Dallas Cowboys signed him. That reunited him with Elliott, whom the Cowboys had taken with the number 4 pick in 2016. Dwayne Haskins and Terry McLaurin, Ohio State. McLaurin played 4 years of college football at Ohio State, and it's no coincidence that his 2 best seasons came when Dwayne Haskins was a starter in 2017 and 18. Together, Haskins and McLaurin led the Buckeyes to a 2017 Cotton Bowl victory, as well as the 2018 Rose Bowl. The Washington Redskins loved what they saw from both of these guys. They landed Haskins with the number 15 pick in the 2019 draft, and in the 3rd round, the Redskins selected McLaurin at 76 overall, thus reuniting him with Haskins. Washington has been a laughingstock across the football world for quite a while now. The hope now is that Haskins and McLaurin can restore the glorious 80s and early 90s days here in D.C. Timmy Jernigan and Ronald Darby, Florida State. While Jernigan anchored Florida State's defensive line, Ronald Darby was patrolling the secondary. Jernigan and Darby played 2 seasons together at Florida State in 2012 and 13. Just months before Jernigan headed to the NFL, he, Darby, and quarterback Jameis Winston led the Seminoles to a national championship victory. They defeated the Auburn Tigers by a final score of 34-31. Jernigan was drafted 48th overall by the Baltimore Ravens in 2014, but he was traded to the Philadelphia Eagles during the 2017 season. Darby, who spent his first 2 NFL seasons with the Buffalo Bills, reunited with Jernigan after he was traded to Philadelphia a month before the start of the 2017 campaign. Wide receiver Jordan Matthews and a 3rd-round draft choice went the other way. In their first year together with the Eagles, both Jernigan and Darby played huge roles in helping Philly win Super Bowl 52 over the New England Patriots. They joined the rare club of football duos who won both a national championship and a Super Bowl together. What a story. Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne, Alabama. The Alabama Crimson Tide have always fielded a punishing and dominant brick wall of a defense under head coach Nick Saban. Just ask Washington Redskins teammates Allen and Payne, who formed quite the dangerous duo during their time at Bama. Allen spent 4 seasons at Alabama from 2013 to 16. Payne arrived in 2015 and played there until 2017. The two got 2 years together. Allen, the 2016 SEC Defensive Player of the Year, was drafted 17th overall by the Redskins in 2017. He reunited with Payne after the latter was selected 13th overall by Washington in the 2018 draft. And you do feel sorry for these 2 stars. They went from absolutely dominating in college to joining a terrible Washington team run by owner Dan Snyder. At any rate, the future of the Redskins defense looks promising under these 2 Alabama products. Shaquem Griffin and Shaquille Griffin, UCF. Twin brothers Shaquem and Shaquille Griffin both joined the University of Central Florida Knights in 2013, although the former wound up playing 5 seasons of college football while the latter played 4. The Seattle Seahawks selected Shaquille in the 3rd round, 90th overall in the 2017 draft. Shaquem, a 2-time first-team All-AAC selection, reunited with his brother after Seattle took him 141st overall in 2018. Shaquille has grown into a mainstay in Seattle's secondary, while Shaquem does his damage in the middle of the field as a linebacker. In their first NFL season together, the twins helped the Seahawks reach the postseason. Mason Rudolph and James Washington, Oklahoma State. Rudolph and Washington were one of the top QB wide receiver duos in the country during their playing days at Oklahoma State. Both of them joined the Cowboys in 2014, and they both stayed there until 2017. It's like they were attached at the hip. Rudolph won the 2017 Johnny Unitas and Sammy Baugh trophies while earning a second-team All-American selection. Washington recorded 1,000-yard seasons in his final 3 years of college. He won the 2017 Biletnikoff Award while earning a pair of first-team All-Big 12 selections. He was drafted 60th overall by the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2018, and it wouldn't be long until they reunited. And that's because Rudolph was drafted in the third round, 76th overall, by the Steelers in the very same draft. When Ben Roethlisberger suffered a season-ending elbow injury in Week 2 of the 2019 season, Rudolph took over as a starter. Roethlisberger only has so many years left, and with Antonio Brown long gone, Rudolph and Washington will be a huge part of the future, along with Juju Smith-Schuster. C.J. Beathard and George Kittle, Iowa. Beathard and Kittle both joined Iowa in 2013. Now, the former didn't become the regular starter until midway through his 2014 sophomore year. Beathard put together an excellent 2015 season, throwing for 2,809 yards and 17 touchdowns, while earning a second-team All-Big Ten selection. As for Kittle, he actually didn't put up very big stats during his time at college, so the hype was low on him entering the draft. The San Francisco 49ers drafted Beathard in the third round, 104th overall in 2017. 2 rounds later, they selected Kittle with the 146th pick. Beathard made 5 starts in the 2017 season, but he lost the number 1 gig after San Francisco traded for Jimmy Garoppolo. The latter tore his ACL in Week 3 of the 2018 campaign, however, so Beathard and Nick Mullins split the starting duties for the remainder of the season. And in his sophomore NFL season, Kittle recorded 1,377 receiving yards, the most ever for an NFL tight end in a single year. Jason and Devin McCourty, Rutgers. The twin brothers played 3 years together at Rutgers from 2006 to 8. Jason had joined the Scarlet Knights 1 year earlier in 2005. He was drafted by the Tennessee Titans in the 6th round, 203rd overall in 2009. 1 year later, the New England Patriots drafted brother Devin 27th overall in 2010. He earned a Pro Bowl selection in his rookie year, and McCourty became a standout in New England's secondary from then on out. The brothers finally reunited in the 2018 offseason when the Patriots acquired Jason in a trade with the Cleveland Browns. Both McCourty brothers played dominant football throughout the 2018 season, leading New England to a Super Bowl 53 championship over the Los Angeles Rams. It was Devin's 3rd Super Bowl ring and Jason's 1st. What a story. Marquis, Pouncy, and Joe Hayden, Florida. While Pouncy was anchoring the Florida Gators offensive line, Hayden was holding down the fort in their secondary. These two played at Florida together for the 2008 and 9 seasons. Both played vital roles in helping Florida take down the Oklahoma Sooners in the 2009 National Championship game by a final score of 24-14. Hayden was drafted 7th overall by the Cleveland Browns in 2010, while Pouncy was taken with the 18th pick in the same year by the Pittsburgh Steelers. The two reunited when Hayden signed with the Steelers before the start of the 2017 season after being cut by the Browns. Pouncy has become a mainstay on Pittsburgh's offensive line, while Hayden has become an integral piece of Pittsburgh's secondary. Eric Kendricks and Anthony Barr, UCLA. Kendricks and Barr spent 3 years together at UCLA, where they both played from 2011 to 13. Kendricks was a standout linebacker for the Bruins, winning the 2014 Butkus Award, as well as a Lott Trophy. As for Barr, he was used as a running back and receiver before making the switch to linebacker, which obviously turned out for the better. Barr, a 2013 consensus All-American, was drafted 9th overall by the Minnesota Vikings in the star-studded 2014 draft. He and Kendricks would reunite a year later when the Vikings drafted Kendricks in the 2nd round with the 45th selection. The two have formed one of the most dominant linebacker duos in the NFL, and the Vikings defense has been an absolute machine under Kendricks and Barr. They were both instrumental in helping Minnesota reach the 2017 NFC Championship game. Kendricks and Barr are here to dominate for a long time, and that's not good for 31 other teams. DeForest Buckner and Arik Armstead, Oregon. These two defensive linemen superstars joined the Oregon Ducks in 2012, which marked Chip Kelly's last season as their head coach. Together, Buckner and Armstead led the Ducks to a 2014 Pac-12 championship where they soundly defeated Arizona 51-13. Armstead was selected with the 17th overall selection by the 49ers in 2015. That was the same year when Ducks teammate Marcus Mariota was taken 2nd overall by the Tennessee Titans. Buckner was also named the Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year in 2015 and earned a first-team All-American selection. He was drafted 7th overall by the San Francisco 49ers in 2016, thus reuniting with Armstead. If that dynamic duo wasn't scary enough, the 49ers added Solomon Thomas in 2016 and Nick Bosa and Dee Ford in 2019. Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham Jr. LSU. These two Pro Bowl wideouts were so unbelievably dominant at college, and nobody thought it would be possible for one team to somehow land both of them down the road. And yet here we are. Both Landry and Beckham joined the LSU Tigers in 2011, and they stayed there together until 2013. Beckham earned first-team All-American and first-team All-SEC selections in his final year. The two superstars each recorded 1,000-yard seasons in 2013, too. The New York Giants drafted Beckham 12th overall in 2014. The Miami Dolphins took Landry in the second round with the number 63 pick. Even though both were elite talents in their respective teams, they both wound up getting traded. Landry was sent to the Cleveland Browns in that 2018 offseason blockbuster deal. 1 year later, the Browns acquired Beckham from the Giants in one of the most shocking trades in NFL history. And with that, Landry and OBJ were reunited. Landry, Beckham, Nick Chubb, and Baker Mayfield in the same offense for years to come? This should be fun to watch. Michael Thomas and Marshawn Lattimore, Ohio State. Ohio State really seems to be the go-to program for reuniting college teammates at the NFL level. Wide receiver Michael Thomas and cornerback Marshawn Lattimore played 2 years of college football together, though the latter was only on the field for one season. That was the 2015 campaign where Ohio State went an impressive 12-1. They went on to defeat Notre Dame in the Fiesta Bowl, too. Lattimore was a redshirt for Ohio State in the 2014 season when the Buckeyes defeated Oregon in the national championship game. Thomas was drafted 47th overall by the New Orleans Saints in 2016. He's gone on to become not only Drew Brees' favorite weapon, but perhaps the best wide receiver in the NFL right now. As for Lattimore, he was drafted 11th overall by the Saints in 2017. That's reuniting him with Thomas. Two have turned the Saints back into one of the NFC's elite teams again, with Lattimore repairing a secondary that was awful for many years. Thomas and Lattimore are both major pieces of one of the NFL's top young cores right now. The future is awfully bright in New Orleans again. Which other NFL teammates played together in college as well? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you liked the video, then like the video. We'd really appreciate it. And as always, don't forget to tune into TPS every single day for more cool videos. We'll see you next time.